Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the East Dubuque City Council meeting. It is Monday, August 5th. I ask that you please turn your cell phones off during the meeting and please be quiet during discussions. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
24-0801, call to order.
Belkin. Here. Bergmeyer.
Here.
Degenhardt.
Here.
Mayor Digman.
Here.
Fleur. Meyer.
Here.
Roby. Here. Attorney Hess.
Here.
24-0802, staff reports. City manager report.
Thank you, Mayor. First, in reference to the water main break we had over the past weekend, I'd like to give thanks and commendation to our Public Works folks. I think that was about 11:30 at night, and they were at it until mid-afternoon on Saturday. So I know it was an inconvenience to everybody who lost water or had to live under the boil order, but those guys really went to work and they never stopped until that job was done. Also like to thank our volunteer fire department. When it came time to get the water back up and running, because it had drained out of so many places, we had to open up a lot of fire hydrants, and the cooperation between the Public Works Department and the fire department both got us back into water sooner and probably prevented further damage to the water mains. So thank you to both of them. I'd like to just remind everybody that the Small Business Administration is still in town. We are hosting the Federal Small Business Administration emergency office, to deal with the flooding for parts of Wisconsin, Illinois, and Iowa. And any small businesses that were impacted financially by the flooding can have access to low-interest loans through SBA. They're in the 3.5% to 4% range. The staff will be at the St. Mary's Parish Center cafeteria, the lower level of St. Mary's, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Through this Thursday. So 6 p.m. Thursday is the end of that. You'd still be able to apply online, but if you want help or information regarding economic assistance in response to the flooding, go to St. Mary's. And also one more opportunity to thank St. Mary's for opening up their facility to help the people in 3 states with the flooding issues. So that's my report.
Thank you. I'm going to echo Bob, Tony, great job, you and the Public Works Department, as well as the fire department and the police department with dealing with that water main break. I was thinking about this past Friday night's water main break, got me to thinking about our city. I often hear the phrase, that's how we've done it in the past, or that's the way we used to do things. Doing things the way we used to doesn't necessarily mean that it's better. In fact, I beg to differ. Doing things the way we used to and doing things the way we've done them in the past has led to 100-year-old water mains that we're now dealing with. It also has led to vacant lots and dilapidated buildings throughout our downtown business district. As a city, we need to change our mindset. Rather than looking for reasons why we can't or why we shouldn't do something, we need to start looking for reasons and ways on how we can do things and grow our city and its tax base. I'm excited to say that tonight there are some agenda items that will begin the process of the revitalization of our downtown business district. And then the last thing I got is Wingfest is this Saturday afternoon. It's going to be a great time. Just like every other year, we have free inflatables from 12 till 6. Public tasting of the wings is at 2 o'clock. Should be a great family event, so come on down. Okay.
Just to let citizens know, as of August 20th, they can pick up the petition papers for next April 1st election. And then on November 12th through the 18th, they will need to file with me, and then the election will be on April 1st. And that will be for Ward 1 will be Alderpersons Belkin, Fleur, Ward 2, and Bergmeyer's Ward 3 are up for election.
Thank you. Alderperson report. Belkin.
Nothing tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Bergmeyer.
Nothing tonight.
Thank you. Degenhardt.
Nothing, Mayor.
Thank you. Meyer.
I just had a couple neighbors up on the hill looking for maybe a little of an update on the road that's, with the gravel and patch. And I've been telling them first or second week of August, Kleesner will be coming in to do that. Are we still on track with that, Bob?
You can drive around up there, and there's streets have been ground off, I think, and the work has begun up there.
Begun? Okay.
Yep.
This week to get going on? Okay. All right. That's all I had.
All right, thank you. Roby.
Yeah, I had a couple people call me this weekend. They were down at the boat ramp and they were, I guess, eating, and there's no trash can down there. Can we get a trash can down there, Tony? There always used to be one.
We took it out a couple of years ago because everyone was throwing fish guts and fish in them. So it hasn't been there in probably 2 years.
So we're not gonna put another one down there, I take it.
Stinks pretty bad when you got
Okay.
fish guts in there.
I will let them know. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. City Attorney Hess.
Nothing to report tonight.
All right. Public Works, Tony.
Nothing.
Thank you. Chief Heim.
We're gonna, when we get to it, I'll send the invite. We're gonna do a push-in ceremony for our new engine that's out there. And the other thing is the garage doors were painted this weekend, and the labor was donated by Cable.
Thank you. 24-0803, speakers from the floor. None noted tonight. 24-0804, consent agenda.
Motion approved.
Second.
Roll call.
Belkin,
Aye.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Degenhardt,
Aye.
Fleur, Meyer,
Aye.
Roby.
Aye.
All right, new business. There will be no executive session tonight. So we will move on to 24-0806. Discussion and possible action to approve an ordinance to amend special use permit for adult use cannabis dispensing organization approved July 11th, 2022 in the city of East Dubuque.
So the zoning board met earlier at 5 o'clock this evening and unanimously passed this. The issue tonight is not the special use permit itself. It's not whether or not to have a special use permit. It's whether that special use permit can be moved across the street and down a block. So as I said in my analysis to the zoning board, the issue is the city, are there negatives to that? And there really aren't any negatives to the city on that. Are there positives? Yes. Multiple eyesores will be addressed by the construction of the building, taking up the arena, which is a long time nuisance building, which has been both an eyesore and a law enforcement drain in the past. And the vacant lot next to it, which is an attractive nuisance. It's got concrete sticking up out of the ground and things like that from prior buildings. That area that's a vacant lot will be turned into a green space park setting by the private developer, and the building that's now the arena will be built into will be a white stucco with timber, which I think is much better looking than the current building down there. The divider between that building and what's the Coliseum will be taken out. And so the plans have been submitted and are going into being reviewed. So really, that's the issue of the building itself isn't really an issue tonight, except in terms of the location of it and whether or not it's something that fits the community as well as what was approved by the board 2 years ago. So with that, I would add my recommendation to the recommendation of the zoning board unanimously.
Need a motion, right?
Need a motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call?
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart,
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Roby,
Nay.
and Belkin.
Aye.
24-0807, discussion and possible action to approve purchase of new pump for the 6th Street Stormwater Pumping Station in the amount of $25,554 in the city of East Dubuque.
So this one, we have a choice of basically a $15,000 option, which is to repair the pump that was in there already. That pump has been unreliable for a number of years, and its unreliability was shown this year because during our flooding this year, we had a replacement loaner pump replacing it. And so it's my recommendation that we buy the new pump because this is emergency equipment that affects an incredible amount of property value and human value. And so to have one that's broken down every time we need it doesn't serve the city. So Tony, I don't know if you have anything to add to that, or?
No, sums it up pretty good.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Dagenhart,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Roby,
Aye.
Belkin,
Aye.
and Bergmeyer.
Aye.
Twenty-four 0808, discussion and possible action to approve a facade improvement program for the downtown businesses on Cincinnati Avenue and Wall Street between Jordan Avenue and Wisconsin Avenue in the city of East Dubuque.
So on this one, the development committee met last week and recommended this plan. The gist of it is that businesses along our main business district, Wall and Cincinnati Avenue, could come and utilize TIF dollars to pay for half the cost of facade development and redevelopment. And so the facade is basically is anything that can be seen from the public street for these buildings. And we've got an application process here that the committee went through and a process for receiving the funds. The funds would not be paid out until after the project had been, so the project would be applied for, the council would act to approve the project and make sure it fits with the city and its needs. And then after the project was completed, the business could receive an award of up to 50% of the cost and 50% up to $30,000. So the goal is to kind of give a facelift to the business district. I think it's very important that while we've got new investment, we've got a $2 million project that we just dealt with a few moments ago. We've got another $2 million project going in basically across the street from that one, and the potential for another one that this council has talked about, has heard and sold property for. And so with potentially 3 new developments plus the rebuilding of our police and fire building, which is a kind of a cornerstone of the business district, to take that opportunity now and give this facelift to the rest of the businesses up and down the street. These are businesses that have paid into this TIF since 2007, and so this would be an opportunity for them to get something back.
Hey, one real quick question, Bob. We're talking about the buildings, anything visible from the street. Now, some buildings, as you're driving down the street, you can see the whole side of it. Is that included in that, or are we just talking the front?
It could be the sides. Because it's whatever people can see from the street. But the council's going to have the final say on whether a project is worthwhile.
Yeah, because somebody's going to, I'm sure is going to ask.
And in the application, there's a list of items that are eligible for funding, and then a list of
That are not, yeah, I see.
Yep.
And then are you gonna open that up to, down the road, other businesses that aren't on the main drag?
So the goal of this is to focus attention on this business district, and hold people here when they come down and things like that. But we have TIFs that cover a good share of the city, of the downtown TIF, the Highway 20 TIF, and the Highway 35 TIF. And anybody else outside of those areas can make an application for TIF funding at any point. So I'd say the priority is on this street to begin with. The council in the future could expand that out. But if there's a business outside of that area that has an idea for something that would be an improvement to the city, the goal of TIF is not to give out money to businesses, and it's not by itself to make a business look pretty. The goal is to improve the value of the city, and so that when the TIF ends, which is 2031 in this case, the city has a higher value, higher tax base than before. So the council has to consider whether the projects that are being done benefit the tax base of the city and make a kind of practical dollars and cents judgment on that.
So how often can they do this? Once a year or one and done, or what's our policy on that?
There's nothing in this about it, but I would say that it would be highly unlikely that somebody who redid the front of their building
Yeah, but
1 year could get it again.
But what they had in mind might have been over 30,000 too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so $60,000 total dollars, which is significant, and I think there's nothing that says that there aren't other TIF projects that could be done down here too. So if somebody wanted to do a complete technical restoration of a building, for instance, that'd be a different issue. But yeah, it's for the council to decide whether somebody can come back
Okay,
in.
that's all I have, Mr.
I missed that. You just said something about total amount, 60,000.
It's 30,000 of award, 50% of the project.
So somebody spends 60.
So it'd be 60,000 of total spending would be the
I thought it was not to exceed 30,000. I thought that's what we
the
discussed.
grant is not to exceed 30,000.
They can spend all they want, but we're only going to do
Only giving 15 of the first 30.
out of the first 30.
No, we're giving 30 of the first 60.
You have 30 on the first
There's
60.
Okay.
Okay. I make a motion to approve.
I just got one quick thing before. When we were talking about the eligible improvements, is there anything on there for like canopies or?
Bob and I were talking about that.
Signage.
Sorry, yeah.
And he's got some amendments he already wants to do.
Thank you, Mayor. So in discussions with people and in discussions at the committee, I think there was one place in there that we were talking about. I lost my place.
Ineligible improvements,
Yeah, eligible and ineligible improvements.
second
And
page.
here we go. So I think it says that no signs can be included. And that would seem to knock out awnings and things like that. So I would suggest an amendment that would say, under the eligible improvements, permanent awnings or signs consisting of the business name would be allowable expenditures. And then under the ineligible, instead of signage of any kind as ineligible, it would say advertising signage is ineligible. So if you want to have the name of your bar or whatever, that's fine. If you want to advertise for Budweiser, that's not with our dollars. So that makes sense? And then there's one on the next page. It says time request, written request for time extensions may be considered by the economic development coordinator. That should be city manager.
Yeah.
Because we don't have an economic development coordinator. So if someone would offer that amendment, or if they'd like.
So we need a motion to approve with
As
the
amended,
amendments.
I'll make that motion.
Roll call.
Meyer. Roby.
Aye.
Belkin.
Aye.
Bergmeyer.
Aye.
Degenhardt.
Aye.
Twenty-four 0809, discussion and possible action to approve an ordinance approving a redevelopment agreement between the City of East Dubuque and Colby's Corporation of East Dubuque.
Mayor, could I interrupt?
Yes.
We passed the amendment. We did not pass the facade improvement program. We got to go back and pass the facade improvement program.
We did with the,
Oh, you included? I didn't hear that.
As
Okay.
amended.
I made a motion to approve and then as amended on that.
Okay, I didn't hear.
That was done, Jane.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No problem.
all right. 24 0809, discussion and possible action to approve an ordinance approving a redevelopment agreement between the City of East Dubuque and Colby's Corporation in the City of East Dubuque.
All right, so this would be for the development going in at 90 Cincinnati. And in discussions of this project early on, I had committed to seek $50,000 for facade improvements for the facade of the new building. And then $50,000 of tax rebate that they would be able to get. So the way the TIF program works, you have the tax level at 2007, and then any taxes above the 2007 level go into the TIF. The most common way that the City of East Dubuque has funded TIF projects is to give a rebate for the property taxes that are paid in excess of that 2007 level of taxation. So this would allow them for the remainder of the life of this TIF, which is only to 2031, to take up to $50,000 of tax value in that rebate from that. So one reason there are two parts to it is that the other TIFs that were approved in the city, first off, the project size wasn't nearly the size of this, and second, the time frame for collecting the rebate on those was much longer. I think 15 years or more, yeah, longer than this time frame. So because there's a shorter time frame, and we have a different situation than we had when those were approved. Then there wasn't cash, but there was time. Now there is some cash, but there's not time. So the recommendation here from me that I have kind of put my name on are those two pieces. What you have in front of you is an ordinance that would allow us to sign an agreement in that regard. Again, the cash wouldn't move until the project is completed, and the tax rebates wouldn't be there until the value is improved of the property. So they're safe that way. That's the gist of it. There's more technical if anybody wants to go further into it. These were drafted by our TIF counsel, Matt Keegan, who does our TIF, all of our TIF reports and things like that. So
There's a lot in this ordinance. Couple questions I have. In section 2, it mentions, with such changes and completions as shall be approved by the mayor. We don't even have, we haven't looked at any development project per se. We haven't seen any drawings. We don't know what this is going to entail. We have no information on this. So how can we approve something like that for changes when we don't even know what the development is going to include at this point? I know it says in here a 6,000 square foot building and a 7, but we haven't seen any drawings or anything. I think we're kind of putting the cart before the horse the way some of this is written.
yeah, so we do have drawings. The drawings have been submitted to our engineers and architects to and being evaluated. We should have their evaluation, preliminary evaluation, in the next couple days. And so that's going through the normal process. I am ensuring that it meets all of our code and that it's allowable at that point. At that point, I can issue a building permit for the building.
So it's not going to, the drawings aren't going to come before the council to approve or anything like that?
The drawings are available. I can show them to the council, but I thought this investment is, I think, we've been working on this for quite some time, and I think that it's important before we talk about a cart before the horse. We have to make our commitment too before they put a shovel in the ground and start their part of the project.
Well,
So
and I
wanna
understand that,
get
Bob,
going on
but
that
without
project.
seeing what they plan, how do we approve an ordinance that we don't even know what's going on?
Well, the point of the TIF is to improve the value of the city. So they're making an investment of approximately $2 million, and it's going through the process for approval of the building that every other building goes through, which is code compliance, any other kind of compliance, and then approval by the zoning administrator. If any council person would like to see the documents, I've got them in my office. I could put them up right now, in fact, if anybody would like to see them.
That would be nice.
You good with that, Mike?
Yeah, that's fine.
Mayor, could stand informal maybe for a few minutes.
What's that?
We could stand informal for a few minutes. We can folks get a chance to
Sure.
see this. So this is it from the back side. All the drawing.
This is going to be hard to go over in a couple of minutes.
I don't think we have to go.
So
Just pass it without looking at it.
No, you're looking at it, but I'm just saying.
So
It'd be next to the street, right?
Yeah, right, that's the street side, right?
I think so.
This is viewing from the west.
Which is that side, so yeah, that'll be the street side. So is there going to be, is this gonna be out to the, Mike, the covered porch, is that gonna be out to the sidewalk?
No. It's 25 feet or so, it's
And this is all gonna be landscaped?
Like this will be a wall here, and the covered porch comes to about here, and there you can see the roof line. So this will just be an outside plaza.
You're gonna have like tables.
It's all
tables
ground
and
level,
chairs
right?
and-
It's all ground level?
Ground level, yeah.
Good.
And then this fence will make it so that people from the side just can't walk in.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. What's a photo porch? What's a photo porch?
Photos. Pictures.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Or just somebody drunk. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Where you have the hats and all that.
Yeah. New Year's Eve.
That's the.
Yeah, it looks nice.
This is actually from the back. But
Still looks nice. Yeah.
This is facing Cincinnati.
this is from, like, that's where the tracks are. So the backside.
Wonder how Johnny goes doing his. Oh, really? No, he's got the other place. Oh, I saw.
Yeah, got a T porch and everything.
Yeah. Too many things out
Where'd you go?
there. Yeah.
You make it.
Any further discussion or questions?
No, I'll make a motion to approve.
Roll call.
Roby,
Aye.
Belkin,
Aye.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart, and Meyer.
Twenty-four 0810 discussion and possible action on receiving estimates for city playgrounds in the city of East Dubuque.
All right, so on this one, the playgrounds in the city have fallen into significant disrepair. I don't think they've been addressed in 4 or 5 years. Longer? Okay, longer. The wood chips have turned to mud. And so at a minimum, they need to be rebordered and rechipped to the extent possible, rechipped with a better breed of chip. The rubberized kinds of things would be preferable, but we don't really have a good idea of cost for that. So Tony has been talking to some folks about, what could be done and what the ballparks are on those things. But really, in order to get estimates, we need approval from the council. So this is just like the previous ones we've had for the roof of the police station, for instance, of the council authorizes us to get estimates, and then the estimates come to the council for approval.
We need to table this then till we do the research?
No, you can just, in order to do the research, in order to get the estimates, we need to have the council's okay.
Bob, I just wanted to say, we just did rubber mulch at Gramercy up there.
Okay.
You know, we had it shipped in from a company. It was cheaper than getting it from Epworth.
You guys had it brought in
Okay.
on pallet loads, did you?
Yeah, 300 bags.
Yeah, so if you want to see, if you see the difference of Gramercy and the playgrounds of the
Yeah.
city, there's also, we've had discussions, it's possible we could get some grant funding to help with this, but basically, we get about $18,000 a year for our playgrounds, 18,000, and then, but we haven't spent it for a half dozen years. And so from an accounting perspective, that money is there, not from a practical perspective. But if we could get grant money, then we would probably come back with some improvements for either, handicap accessibility, for the playground stuff, maybe expansion of the basketball courts, things like that. But for now, we just want to get started with making it so that you can walk through it without sinking up to your ankles in mud.
How many playgrounds we got?
4?
4? That would, 5, okay. We can go ahead and get the estimates, we're not committing any money. I'll make a motion to approve.
We do have money in the
We
budget.
can
for it.
still reject the bids, I mean, but let's go ahead and get them.
All right, we have a motion. Second, roll call.
Belkin,
Aye.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart,
Aye.
Fleur, Meyer. Roby.
Aye.
24-0811, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Roby,
Aye.
and Belkin.
Aye.
All right. We are adjourned.